Greetings, Professor. I think you did a brilliant presentation. I also thank you for the fact that you didn't give us a long lecture and you allowed us to have a sort of horizontal discussion, because we're tired of experts up there telling us down here what to do and what to think and how to respond. And so far we've been kicked and everyone's telling us how to respond, which has been extremely problematic. The first point is that you mentioned 1994. Point it there. 1994. 1994 was where our problems began, in 1994. When you look at the apartheid project, for example, all that happened is we got a vote on the slave farm, but we never engaged slavery. We never took care of racism. We never addressed the real critical issues like land, the economy. And with the end result, we are now sitting where we are. Race was further entrenched. It was deepened. It was broadened. And this can be seen in the BEE, for example, where we talk about Africans, black in general and Africans in particular, and that separated all of us here. It then meant if I am a Zulu, for example, I have more rights than any other Africans. There are shades of Africans, which entrenched racism. You mentioned structural racism. You mentioned social racism. Social racism, which is actually called racialism, is not a problem because we won't deal with it. There'll always be discrimination, one way or the other. But when we begin to talk about structural racism, we've got to look at government. Government in 1994 never got rid of racism. It entrenched it and adopted it. And this you'll see by the integration of the Nationalist Party and the ANC. It went further. And then, like me as a Bushman person, my government calls me a colored. For example, that is a racist term used by the apartheid regime against us to dispossess us, to de-link us from the land and make us nobodies in our own land. And then we further have the narrative that goes into, for example, the economics. We have someone like Sihle Zikalala who can turn around and say coloreds and Indians should not be part of the mainstream economy. Now, I'm asking, if we are not dealing with government itself, we talk about Rwanda. Rwanda started from the top down. We are not dealing with government. Government is now dictating racism to us and entrenching it. And further saying that we are divided. We are not Africans. But I will say we are Africans. And I will go further and say as an indigenous person, we were the first people here. We were the first people here. Therefore, in terms of rights, we should be part of the land debate. We should be part of social cohesion. We should be driving the program, not being beneficiaries of the program. Because right now, I'm listening. Why am I listening to other people talking about me? Why am I not part of this structure? Why are our people not part of this structure? We talk about KZN. Where's Kwapoistan? Let me ask you. I mean, because we haven't yet addressed racism. We haven't yet addressed indigenous rights. So if we haven't started at the top and the fish is beginning to rot at the top, how are we going to fix things down here? The second point is in 1994, we had a black elite, and I'm going to use this in the context of government's definition of black. We got a black elite that sat at the top and traded chairs with the white elite. They never changed anything. Structurally, nothing changed. Kwamashu still Kwamashu. Umlazi still Umlazi. For example, and if we go to Wentworth, Wentworth is still Wentworth. What were those? Those were prison camps. Those weren't townships. Those weren't healthy townships that produced healthy people. They were dysfunctional prison, open air prison camps that created poverty, that created racism. If I go to Umlazi, they tell me Umlung. What do they mean by Umlung? Who told them that I am Umlung? And now we've got to face this, and we're not looking at government and saying, how do we change this? Why is the president's cabinet solely black? Are we saying that no one else has merit? No one else has the right to govern, only us, Abantu, in a particular context. Now, if we don't address this, we're in trouble. We're in deep, deep, deep trouble. All the things we do here are irrelevant. They have no consequence. We further look at the engagement by government of elitism. Elitism meant theft. Elitism meant cronyism. Elitism meant oligarchies, not democracy. We then heard the ANC, and I'll go particularly to the ANC, talking about the second revolution. The second revolution never came. The first revolution was betrayed, and we stayed poor. In fact, we got poorer. Now we got shack cities. I work in communities. I work with a little girl that's 24 years old. She was born in a shack and she's going to die in a shack. Who addresses this girl's problem? Whilst our government is enriching itself, stealing billions and billions and billions, and they don't care about this little girl that's going to die in a shack. Now, unless we have that second revolution and hold our government to account, and I don't mean having workshops like this where we talk and go away and nothing happens, because I've been part of social cohesion workshops, and I'm even wondering whether it's even worth my while to attend these workshops. I want to know, if we engage this here, how do we structurally change even this entity? Why isn't it representative? Why is one group of people telling us what we must be? Why is one group setting the narrative? Are we all invisible? Are we all silenced? So this group itself reflects government. It reflects the racism of government, the structural racism of government. So I'm not going to pull back punches. And I think today, let's have a dialogue, even if it's abrasive. Let's talk as people. Let's not wait for the bureaucrats to talk for us, because they're worried about their salaries and increase. And all of them are parasites anyway. What we need to do now is to have a people-to-people dialogue. I would like to see measurables come out of here. I would like to see a team come out of here that's reflective of the society at large, not reflective of top-down politics. So in the final analysis, we also need to define what is the state and what is government, because we seem to think that government is the state. Government is not the state. We, the people, are the state, and we can hire and fire government. We can dissolve parliament if we so desire. We have to reframe politics, we have to restructure politics, and we need to have civilian oversight on government, because government cannot govern itself. It cannot police itself unless we, the people, speak. And so far, we, the people, are not speaking.